And welcome back to Janky AF and Year of the Aerostar, episode 42. Well, you'll notice that there wasn't an episode 41. There actually is an episode 41. It's already in the bag, and I shot it before I came up to the Adirondacks, and now I am somewhere deep in the Adirondacks. I do not have my microphone, so I apologize for the quality there. I didn't even bring my Ford hat, so completely unprepared. However, I need to do sort of like an emergency Year of the Aerostar because there is an Aerostar going up on eBay. It ends in just a few hours, the auction or the listing, and Janky do thank you very much to my main man Dennis for sending this in. He sent me this Aerostar last night, eBay listing. We chatted back and forth for a bit about it, and I said, well, I guess I might need to do an emergency, Year of the Aerostar, and here we are. So hopefully I can get this out to everybody before this auction ends. Maybe someone can bid on it, because currently there are no bids, and it ends in 4 hours. So with that, here we have a 1988 Ford Aerostar XL. XL very funny because it's not quite the XLT, but it's still the some sort of upgraded package. I don't know what the XL exactly consisted of. But first thing we're going to see here, boy, is she a looker. Wow. I love this tritone. I've talked about it before. Sometimes you have like a strip in the middle and it's a two-tone, but it's technically actually 3 sections of color. It's not just one strip in the middle. And I always thought that should be taken advantage of more in terms of 3 different colors. Now it looks like maybe this is a project that they didn't quite finish because there's something going up here. I don't know if this is tape or I think they maybe mentioned it. It's like covering up some leaks or something like that. Now, obviously some sort of probably a rattle can job or something like that, but pretty well done. Like the lines look pretty crisp here. I gotta say, it's pretty nice. Obviously these, OEM Ford Aerostar wheels that came with the dog dish hubcap steel wheels. I just put a set of these on my 93. They look great. And just, boy, I love this color scheme. All the colors are so rich and so vibrant. That's why I just tried to wear as many rich, vibrant colors. I even have my, shoe that's crazy colors. So, trying to capture the spirit of this Aerostar. And this is just something else. There's actually quite a few pictures and quite a nice description. So we'll try to get to all that right now. So 88, as I said, now that would be the last year of the original style grille. Ford Aerostar. This van has been a work van for many years. Cosmetically, it is a bit ugly. I disagree. I think you've done a wonderful job with it. The windshield is cracked. The oil pressure sender has not worked correctly for a long time. Interesting. The windshield wiper mechanism needs a bushing, but the wipers work fine. Seals along the side and front window leak, there you go, but are covered. That's what we see in the picture probably. So no water is in the vehicle. The radio is not mounted correctly and it is not so great. Now I will say on these early Aerostars in particular, I think the radios were never mounted correctly. I think in my 86, everything just like, doesn't quite fit right into itself. It's a lot of like sort of janky plastic and parts, whatever. The card does pull to one side. I think they mean car. The card does pull to one side, but the tires are clean and have lots of tread. So a little alignment, no big deal. Although the van is dirty and ugly. Okay, again, with this word ugly, I mean, yeah. The mechanicals have been maintained for the most part. The transmission has less than 20,000 miles on it. The engine and transmission work great. The vehicle starts easily and runs reliably. It has good brakes and tires. I wouldn't be afraid to drive it for hours at a time. And yes, if you are driving an Aerostar, we recommend that you drive it for hours at a time. Which is funny because they stop short of saying the mystical drive it across the country, You could drive it across the country. I'd get in and drive it across the country. We've stopped short of that, but we are at driving it for hours at a time. So can you go to the next state? Well, it depends how many hours away it is. It does not overheat. The air conditioning works. I like how they wrote air conditioning as one word. That's kind of funny. Maybe it's very German. And maybe that air conditioning should be one word, because no one ever says, the conditioning of the air, just air conditioning. So I kind of like that. In German, you see a lot of these words smashed together where it's several words. It makes it very hard to read. Air conditioning. Henceforth shall be one word. Mark that down, English language. There is a hitch in good shape, so you can tow with this Aerostar. The taillight wiring needs to be redone, but the lights do work. This fan is sold as is. As is, where is. I like when they say that. There is no warranty. Please contact me if you have any questions. Yes, I have a question. Would you drive this car for hours at a time and across the entire continental United States and bring it to me? Because, maybe I didn't say this, this vehicle, I believe, is listed in Washington State. Now, how do we find that out? It's been a while since I've really delved into eBay, but I could have sworn that it said it was in Washington State. Let's see. Buyer is responsible for vehicle pickup or shipping. Fairfield, Washington. There you have it. So it's in Fairfield, Washington. And currently, it ends at 3:20 p.m. Eastern Time, so hopefully I can get this video out before then. It has 0 bids on it, and the starting bid amount is $450. So if you're out west, a running Aerostar for $450 and this crazy, awesome paint job on it. Now, I'd gussy it up with some red or yellow wheels maybe, and let's get into some pictures now, and nice big pictures on eBay. I don't know if I've ever done an eBay listing. I can't remember at this point. Just all the colors are so perfect on it. Now, it's this green. I love these tritones because from every angle it could look like a different color, and you're getting a little hint of what's on the interior, and we'll get to that. I don't know if this is a used car lot that it's at or something like that, or just looks like the top might still be white. Of course, original style grille. And I would look at painting those bumpers red to match the bottom color. Also, these headlight bezels and grille, maybe you could paint those green, but as you'll see, right where the yellow sort of runs into the green, it's right at that grille line. So maybe, stick with me here, you paint one single strip, this top strip of the bezels running into the grille yellow, and then the rest of it red. I think that would look real sharp, just this one tiny little skinny line going around. Maybe you could do some, and the back already has a yellow on the side, so continue it there. Just a beautiful shot. What I like about these tritones is that it's almost like the Harlequin Golf kind of concept, where like you paint the different colors according to where body lines already are, or creases or lines already are. Like that's, a lot of my toilets, that's how I paint them. I want to highlight the physical design and features of that object by contrasting them with different colors. I think that's what this paint job does well, and that's what the Aerostar does well. You see how, if you just follow the lines and you just see creases and it's all one color, it's like, okay, those are nice creases, it's very pretty. But here you see just how the headlights are encapsulated in these two creases. There is, using yellow as the color, we see how the yellow borders on each side pretty equally the taillight, and that's very, very cool. And when you do see the yellow and it's like in a smaller strip, it sort of highlights a little bit more your license plate cover, and you can see this beautiful little indentations and how it's sort of framed there with your little lip that provides 2 little lights for it. Just, utilitarian design at its best. Now, it does have a hitch, as they mentioned. It seems like it's got quite a few stickers. And I don't know what it is about this, the 3 colors they chose, but not only just the colors themselves, but the shade of the colors. It's just like perfect. Like it's just like a dreamboat. Okay, now it is open, and you see they even like sort of painted the insides of everything. Like I wonder what color this vehicle was originally, because they took a lot of detail to paint all the insides of these jams and then actually switch colors in the right spot. Pretty impressive, I gotta say, especially if it is a DIY job. Now, headliner just completely gone. I don't know why, but maybe like when holes start to form, the fabric just peels, but it always looks like, a big giant dog with huge claws was in there pawing at the ceiling of these headliners when they do fall apart. Very funny. Okay, we see a nice sort of floor mat situation there, heavy duty floor mat situation, all sorts of ropes and stuff. Now here's where it starts to get really funny. Obviously we have like sort of brown, cream, tan interior, very similar to my 1986 Aerostar. And then we have these seat covers, and here's where my shirt maybe starts to make sense a little bit. Just bright green seat covers that are so obviously not, part of the van's aesthetic. But it's just like, why not? The neon green doesn't match with the dark hunter green and the front of it. But it's like, at this point, all bets are off. Like, just like color splash and smorgasbord this van as much as you possibly can. Nothing should like really align or look like anything else. Again, even look at the yellow inside of this. Like, they took the moldings off to spray the vehicle. It's like really, really impressive. Sometimes these rattle can jobs, they just spray over all the logos and everything. And it's like, come on, like, take a little bit of pride in your work. And it looks like they've done that here. And of course, the pièce de résistance, you have a green matching steering wheel cover, green and black to match your seat covers. I'm sure they all came in one single package. There's your sort of radio box. And like I was saying, these little plastic boxes never sort of quite fit in this, vinyl or whatever this sort of molded plastic, soft plastic trim is. It just like never seemed to go in there right. A lot of keys on that keychain. You don't want to wear out your steering column, but I do appreciate how many keys this person has. They must be somewhat of importance. Okay, your obligatory speedometer shot. Looks like this says 51,000 miles on it. I didn't even see how much they say. And this is funny because I feel like, my 1986, and I feel like maybe 87 too, we always talk about the speedometer, how 55 turns yellow, 75 turns red. Maybe they did away with that. They said, you know what, we're done warning you folks how to drive your cars. Or maybe it was because once the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder, the carbureted 6-cylinder came out after 87, they moved over to the 3.0 and then later 4.0 full time. Maybe they thought it was okay to take those away because it's like, okay, now we actually have enough power to drive this vehicle, so we'll take away those warnings on the speedometer telling you how fast you should or should not drive. We'll go back here again. All the interiors of your engine are like where the green, it's almost like they took the body panels off to paint them. The green body panel is overlaid over this yellow body panel, and it's like just really impressive. And obviously they got a little on the stick here and a little on the hinge there, but pretty darn good. It looks like the engine bay was probably masked off for the most part when they painted this color. I'm really impressed with, the little extra effort they put in to paint this vehicle. Again, just so janky. Even these covers are sort of falling apart and patinaing, just like the paint on the outside around them, which is hilarious. Okay, another shot there. And again, the closer you inspect, you're going to see some dings and dents. But again, the door jambs, it looks like they took the hardware off of the door jambs before they painted them. Like, really, really impressive. Maybe this wasn't even a rattle can job. Maybe they actually, did some serious, like, professional paint work on this. Now, this is extremely common. All these seals will just become brittle and absolutely fall apart in these older vans, unfortunately. Again, you see even on your inside of your door line, you have a pretty clean, maybe a tiny bit of overspray on the inside jam there, but otherwise very, very clean lines. Very impressive. Boy, if this van could talk, the stories it would tell. I want to see if they list a mileage on here. 51,305. So a 50,000 original mile Ford Aerostar with a rebuilt transmission, only 20,000 miles on it. Running, driving, you can drive this vehicle for literally hours at a time. There are no bids on it, and it starts out at $450. If you were on the West Coast, particularly the Washington area, get on your horse and place a bid on this thing, because it could be a steal of a deal. And just the aesthetics of it, it's got the modern, relatively modern 3.0 engine in it, so that's good. boy, you'd be living in the age of Aerostar, and I don't think you're gonna be regretful that you did. So, boy, thanks so much again, Dennis, for shouting at us and giving this heads up on this Aerostar. Whew. And I believe it came from the 24 Hours of Lemons page too, so I guess I should shout them out too, because I think that was he saw it there and then sent it to me. But boy, I just can't stop looking at this Aerostar. Even if I don't get this, I kind of want to like make. I'm gonna save all these pictures and make a maybe a tribute Aerostar to this one day, because I just think the colors are so perfect. Really like it. Great story. eBay Aerostar, and super cheap. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll have another episode 41 out of order coming soon. And until next time, Janky do Thanky.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.